On fully autonomous weapons, the logic, as I understand it, it is not so much about democratic values. It's more that you think the technology is not ready for your models to be used fully autonomously. Is that right? So you have a different view of the capabilities of the technology, perhaps, than the Department of War.
Yeah, I think there's actually two things. One is this issue that you just mentioned, which is you can think of this as like a supplier of aircraft who says this aircraft is not safe to fly above a certain altitude or to turn at a certain speed. We didn't make these systems to be safe if you use them in that particular way, right? They're not suitable for this use case. Like, we haven't made them or manufactured them to work well to be safe for this use case.
And in that, was there anything specific? I mean, your model was used in Venezuela. It's being used in Iran. Is there anything in these existing use cases that has worried you?
So one thing I want to say is we started with a substantially more limited contract that enabled a more limited number of use cases that I think is in force maybe even until today. This was all about negotiating a new contract. So we had even a substantially more limited contract for quite a long time, and that more limited contract, they didn't run into problems with it on the ground. So none of this was driven by, we have concerns right now about what the Department of War was doing,
so
right?
Iran is fine, and Venezuela was fine.
I'm not expressing an opinion either way on military policy or government policy. I'm just saying if you
use of your model.
Yeah, use of our models. If you provide a service, you don't get to decide where that service is used. There's this operational side of military decisions. Of course, we don't have any say about that. What we do have say over is this question of like very broad use cases, right? It's not about any administration. It's not about any policy. It's like, how should this technology be used in general? I actually think there's a lot of value here, and I want to make sure the Department of War understands this as well. This isn't about concerns we have about actions they've taken or already taken. Like, we had a much more limited contract. We never had, concerns about this contract. This is about going forward. How should we think about the uses and the governance of this technology?